Hi, I'm Andrea. Welcome to Crafty Little Things. Today I'm doing a sketch challenge. This sketch, if you don't know what a sketch is, I did a little video a couple of days ago about them. This sketch challenge is from a group called Stamping with Children. This is a weekly challenge that they do there. So I'm going to have a little go at that, just to get my creativity flowing before I try to do other things today. So as you can see, we've got the card base, a layer, and then I don't know if this is supposed to be stitched, but mine isn't going to be, but this is going to be. I suppose you could do this stitching if you were creative enough with the stitch square framelets, or you could use a little tool. I have got one actually used for marking fabric, which would be useful for marking paper as well. So anyway, I'm going green today because I did a green project the other day, green and white, and I loved it. So I've dug out some bits and bobs that I've not used for a while. So I'm going with a white base, 4x6 base, and then I'm using the Colour Theory DSP because I've got tons of it and it's retiring soon, but not that I can't ever use it again. But I love this sort of ombre effect one, so I'm going to use that, and I think this is Old Olive, the colour. It's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure that the Colour Theory was supposed to be the ink colours, but that's not an ink, that's not Lemon Lime Twist, but anyway, that's Old Olive. And then what I've done is I'll give you all the measurements in a minute. So then I've got, for this piece, I've cut Whisper White background, and then I've used Foil Frenzy with a dotty foil and with a green tone for that piece. I just cut this by hand. Foil Frenzy, I've struggled to use it, but I've had an idea. I've got loads of that as well. I've got an idea for that. Then I've cut a piece of Old Olive and a piece of Whisper White slightly smaller, and I've stamped it myself using this tiny little stamp here from the Eastern Beauty set, which is Continuing. And then I used the largest stitched shape circle, and again I used Colour Theory to cut out, I was going to use that side but this side works better, to cut out a circle. And then I used the Eastern Medallions die set to cut out this gorgeous shape. And then I stamped Thinking of You on it, which came from the Heartfelt Blooms, which was the celebration freebie, which is the absolute most gorgeous thing in the world. And I stamped that with Old Olive, and then that's going to layer onto there. So it's going to be a very simple card, but with quite a few sort of interesting bits of design, texture and pattern. So anyway, the card itself is a 4x6, so that's 10.2 centimetres by 15.2 centimetres. This layer I'm going to pop on is just 1/8 of an inch shorter on each side. So you're looking at 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So you're looking at 9.9 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. And then for the little stamped piece, for the background to that, I did 2.5 by 3.5 inches. So that's 6.4 centimetres by 8.9 centimetres. And the little card to go on top of that was 1/8 of an inch smaller. So that's 3 3/8 by 2 3/8, which is 2 3/8 is 2 3/8 is 6 centimetres, and 3 3/8 is 8.6 centimetres. Okay, sorry about that. Then for this piece, I cut a piece that was 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So that's 7 centimetres by 12.1 centimetres. And then I cut a piece that was 1.5 by 4 1/4. So that's 3.8 centimetres by 10.8 centimetres. And then of course I used the stitch shape for that, but if you were using a punch or a normal die, you're looking at 3 inches. Okay, so all that's to do then is to fasten it all together. So I'm going to start off obviously with this layer. I don't know whether to put a layer of, no, I think it might look nice with a layer of old olive underneath it. And I want my light side going that way. I'll just check I've done my normal trick. I have put it on back to front. Never mind, what I'm going to do is cut it off and I'm going to stick it onto an old olive base anyway, because I think that would be a nice idea. So because I've made a mistake, so I'm going to cut this off and put it onto a background of old olive. I am thinking that, oh, didn't cut, did it? I am thinking, oh look at that, how awful is that? Shredded it to pieces. No, well I am, but it doesn't matter. Vernon must have done it. Oh my god. Right, so I'm going to put it on an old olive base. So I'm going to pop that around. Piece of a ribbon, which wasn't in the remit, but I just thought it looked nice. There we go. A beautiful little card. And there we have it, and that's my take on this sketch. This is a Paper Place Sketches blogspot.com, but this one is actually for Stamping with Joy. Okay, so thanks for joining me, see you soon.